Hi guys, welcome to Quaderno. Like a notebook, blankness is a space for ideas, thoughts, musings, and most of all, connection. Come draw your experiences with us. Write down your thoughts, relate, and connect. Your story is meant to be shared. What's up, guys? Margiela here, and welcome to Quaderno episode 21. Oh my gosh, I am now with Ate Momnie, and I'm so excited because we're gonna talk about motherhood. And I think from her name itself, we can tell mom no mom siya. But before we get into it,
Oh,
Ate
no, I was not
Mom,
able to change it. Yes.
no.
Hello, everyone. Yes, actually, that's my username in an application. And yes, I was not, and always after after streaming or whatever what we do in that application, afterwards we will be going on Zoom meeting. Because there are things that we cannot say in that application. So so we go Zoom meeting, and I always put that as my name and username. But it's okay. You can still call me mommy.
Why is it Ate Momnie?
It's because I think I've been having that username way back before Yahoo Messenger days,
Oh, really? Oh my god.
decades ago. Maybe because I can ni kasi because I'm Lauren. And so ni the part of La Arni is ni, and that is
Ah.
my nick in my family. So and mom, and because maybe because I got married young,
Mhm.
so all my adult life I identified myself as a mother of four. And the nickname that my family gave me when I was young, and the identity that I am comfortable with my life is all my adult life I'm a mother, still
Aw.
a mother, and would always be a mother. So
Yeah.
it's and it just came out naturally that having that moniker.
Yeah. Wow, moniker. Ate
Moniker.
Mom, I met you in Kumu. That's the
Mm-hmm.
app that we, and I'm captivated by her eloquence, her grace. Wow. It's true,
Oh
and
no.
her wisdom. But Ate Mom, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself? Introduce yourself, Ate Mom. Go.
Okay, yes. Actually, my real name is Marian Larni Silva. I'm a, I was raised in Laguna, from the province of Laguna, and now I'm living somewhere here in Europe. I'm living in Italy, and basically that's it. I'm a mother of four. My kids are all, though ironically, my kids are all adults. They're all adults now, and so that's it. I'm fond of poetry. I'm fond of that's where I met and how I met Gila. I'm also fond of reading. I mean, um, I can't. What else? I am event coordinator. I um I do events, especially during before pandemic. I'm a tutor also. That's what I do. And what else should I say? Basically, that's it. You need to know.
Wow. Wow. So you said at the mommy that you were an adult, like when you were younger, you're already like a mom. So
Hmm.
can you tell us more about your story? Like, how did you get
Yes.
to Italy? She's from
Yeah.
Italy too, guys.
Well, most of my siblings are here. I got here from my siblings. My siblings were the ones who helped me here. But even before I graduated college, I got married early. And so before I was able to have my diploma, I already have three kids, and on my way for the fourth kid. And so, it's been rough because, in the Philippines, it's not easy really to have children, work, and then study. And that's how, you know, w- that's how I was able to get my diploma. And I married young, and it really gave a lot of challenges and trials. So, and then afterwards, things didn't turn out well with me and my husband, and so It's now my former husband, and so I raised my kids by my own, and that's maybe the reason why motherhood really, became my identity. I mean, for me, that's the first and would always be on top of my priority.
Mhm. And I don't think you're just a mother as well. You're also a father to your kids. And
Exactly.
four, it's not easy to raise four kids. It's
Exactly.
a lot of hard work, love, and dedication, and it's a constant decision every day.
Yes. And what is difficult with that is that you would be the source both of love and discipline.
Yes.
And, sometimes it's very difficult to express discipline through love
Mhm.
because children won't, easily understand why you give restrictions, why you give rules. Children are children. And so sometimes you really have to be patient in explaining why. And they have so many questions. And, that was, I think, the most challenging part, being the source of both, love, the cuddling, and the discipline. What draws the line?
Mhm. So if now I know that you said that your children are adults now, like
Mhm.
where are you at in terms of let's say giving love or tough love or disciplining them, like what is there a difference from before when they were much younger and now?
Well, I think the difference is the reception. Because I think I give more of a tough love. My kind of love is a tough love. I mean, and it was effective, maybe I could say, because all of them are all God fearing. I could say that they're all good children. They're not perfect, but they are not. mm, they are not the society's concern anymore. They can contribute to the society, and that is, I think, what is important for me. But then the difference is that now, whenever I would be expressing something and they won't agree,
I feel that too.
yes, right? So
There's a clash
yes, and,
of
and they would
values
be.
or
I always will tell them I raise tough kids. I would, whenever they have problems, I would, the thing that they would hear from me most often than not is that I didn't raise coward kids. I raised tough kids with principles. And that is
Mm.
what they will come back and tell me. Sometimes I would be, lamenting on something. They will tell me, you know what? You told me to be like this and like that. And then I will tell them, you have to do this. But no, you told me, to have a set of principles. And now this is how we practice it. And then it's cool sometimes that I'm amazed at times that they would tell me things that they've done or they've said to people, or they stood their ground in the particular things. And sometimes I'm amazed that, oh my goodness, they've done well. I mean, they are able to stick to their principles, and for me that's important. That matters to me.
Yeah, and it starts with be like I think when you're younger, that's where our parents are really the first teachers. They're the first who plants the seeds of those principles and those values, and then it will grow throughout time that we as children carry out. And I'm
Yes,
very
exactly.
thankful. Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly. The difference is that during my time when I was young, my father is a what do you call that? He's a man of few words, and my mother also doesn't say much. It's that we would be learning things, or we would get things on their looks. So when your mom would look at you, you should know what that look meant. Not unlike unlike today
Now.
that you've said that you can't go, but my daughter would ask me why, or
Oh.
there would always be discussions, and you really have to explain the pros and the cons and what would, and then they would tell let us learn the hard way if that would be the case, so let us learn from our mistakes. And that sometimes would piss me because you know where it would be leading, but they would tell us, they would tell me, let us learn from our mistakes. And okay, then come
I
back when you're crying already.
Oh my
Hope
god.
so.
Oh my god. Honestly, like I kind of share the same struggle with your kids personally. Like I there are obviously like right and wrong.
Mhm,
I've been reflecting the right and wrong ways. But
mhm,
so yeah, I'm like for me I want to learn from my mistakes too. Like it sounds weird, but like I don't know, I just want
yeah.
to feel, I just want to learn if my decision was like this, or I want to be accountable for it for some reason. I know there's obvious ones, but like
Mhm.
I share, I kind of feel your kids in a way.
Yes,
I don't
because
know what.
sometimes there would be times that there are things that you cannot put back to where it was before, and that is something that maybe that really affects me. There are things that that I know when they decide on something, this decision would matter and would change the way how life would be. And for me, because of the difficulties that we've been through, I don't want them to go through the same difficulties that I
Right.
went through. So that's just where I'm coming. But if you will insist that you would like to experience such difficult difficult times, or you want to experience those lessons in a difficult way, okay, go ahead, make my day.
I see. Let's go on to your relationship with your children. We kind of heard about a little bit. Like, can you describe your relationship with your children? Tell us more about them.
I call my kids my four-leaf clover.
Oh.
They're all equal in my sight. It's just that each person, each child has his or own unique needs. You know, they have strong, by means of characters or needs. Some are need more, or some just would be satisfied with a little effort or whatsoever. But that is something that a mother may we use our instincts, that we
Mhm.
know when this child needs more attention, or when this child needs more help, or it's kind of tricky, because they would think that, oh, that's your favorite one, that's that. But actually, for me, I don't play favorites. I don't have favorites, but it's just that, for example, I pray always for my kids, but there are times I would pray harder for a child who is there on a battlefield, right? So things like that. And the relationship with my kids are my the other day my son told me, well, the positive thing that you married young and you had kids when you were young, now you are just like our barkada. That if
Oh,
they can
wow.
ask me, because it's true. They can ask me, we could drink together. And to my surprise, I can drink more than my son could.
Ate Mom, I didn't know you have it in you, huh?
Yeah. And it was funny because it's funny. That experience was funny because at the end of the session, of the drinking session that we call, at the end, the last bottle, my son told me, I can't drink this anymore, because all of us should drink equal bottles, right? So as soon as they turned 18, I would like to see them have their first drink at home, so that they would know their capacity. But smoking, for me, I don't support smoke.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Mm-hmm.
different different thing.
Oh,
But
yeah.
there are things that they can do as soon as they turn, and I would like to be there during the first things that they would do, that we don't usually advise them to do when they were younger. For me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with that. Cool with that. They can go party, we can go watching bands together. And the one
Mm-hmm.
time I we brought my son to a gig, a live band uh, gig, and he told me, "Let's go home. This is too loud for me," and I'm enjoying the night.
Oh, that's so cool though. Like you are striking a balance between being a mom and also a friend to them.
Yeah.
And it's
And
not
that's what.
always an easy thing.
Yes,
Right?
yes. That's true. But I'm glad that my son said that. That it's a good thing that that's the good thing that afterwards we are all like friends that go around and we laugh at silly things together. And
Mm-hmm.
that is something that I was not able to share with my parents because my parents are a lot older than me. I was born.
Mm-hmm.
My parents are already not old, but they're already in their 30s or 40s, and so the age gap is so big, and it's really a different parenting during the time that I
Yeah.
was the child. So
Yeah.
that's
It may be also at the mom like how open you are to just learn from them and also
mm,
just be
yeah,
with them. Just be with them, like spend time with them and have that bond
true.
with them. And so you guys have that kind of relationship wherein you're
Yes,
also
yes, that's
friends.
true. Yes, that's
Hmm.
true. Or maybe there's also it's the effect of or one of the effect uh, when their biological father left us. So we
Hmm.
had no choice but to stick together. And it could have been different if they have their biological father with them. Things things might be different. But because of the given situation, we opted to show and tell that we love each other. Although not all the times we understand each other, there would always be clashes.
Of
There
course.
are a lot of
Of
clashes
course.
before. Until now, there would be bits and some, things that misunderstandings and whatnot. But at the end of the day, we'll always come to an agreement that we reacted that way because we reacted out of care, out of love. That just sometimes we just care too much that reactions are sometimes unsolicited and misunderstood.
Hmm. Have you always dreamt of becoming a mom? Like, I know it's
No,
no, really, no,
ironically,
really.
yes, because I'm a free spirited person. I
Mm-hmm.
love outdoors. I play basketball when I was young. I do hikings. I hike mountains. And when I was younger, I thought that, maybe I would marry late in my life because I enjoy life. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I am an outdoor. I love campings. I love the tents. I mean, and having children, I know being a mother would somehow suppress that. And it did. It did.
Mm-hmm.
I won't deny it. It did. Because I got married early. I got pregnant even before I got my diploma, before finishing school, before finishing college. And so it was a different life that I led. So uh, maybe the reason why until now I can still do some things that I used to do before. I could still hike, could still play basketball. Maybe I'm a bit afraid that my feet won't cooperate on how I want my feet to cooperate to play. But other things that I can still play drums. I could still play something that I
Wow.
used to do before. And maybe because I the running after the youthfulness that I missed a lot with having my kids. But I never regret anything at all. I don't regret having my children. I mean, they're my life. But there are things that I just really missed doing when I was a young mother. And now that all of them are already adults, I can go back to, to the time that I should have done it during that time. Now I can't do that anymore. But still, it rejuvenates me thinking that I could still somehow do some things that won't be an eyesore at my age to do.
No, you do you, ate mom. Do what makes you happy. The focus is now on you. Like, like now that your kids are older, then you can
Oh
go
yeah.
back to whatever what the body and you want to do. Right?
Oh
No
yeah.
one's stopping you.
What my joints could still let me do.
Maybe the joy, yeah, the joy. Aw, I didn't know you're so well rounded, ate mom. You're so like open to do this and that. So that's
Oh
a
yeah.
good quality.
Yes, yes, I'm well rounded. Even my bellies are so round.
So when you first started becoming a mom, like what is the lessons you learned, your expectations and then your reality as well?
You know, lessons, I think all mothers can relate to this, that unconditional love is real.
Is
It's
real.
That's real.
Wow.
I mean, um, even up till this time, I already have my eldest son is already turning. He will be turning 28 this year. But I know he's all grown up, and I know he could take care of himself. I know he could talk to anybody older or younger than him, and could be able to express himself well, or but for me, he's still my son, and nobody could do something ill to my son, or else you know
Oh.
yeah. So there's, for example, there's this incident that he was scolded by someone by someone but while he was at work, and his work is not easy. He's working as a seafarer in a chemical tanker, and he should not be he should always focus on his work because his work is not easy, and that even I won't call him when I know he is on duty, but for someone to call him during the time that he's at work, I mean, for me, I call the attention of that person, that at least he ask if my son is available, if my son is not working. you know my son sometimes is too kind to say he can't take the call, or can't answer back. But for me, I would just like, be cautious, because my son, he's nice, he's very good, and at least ask how is he doing before before saying anything else than knowing the situation. I mean, I don't need to do that, but being a mother, even if I know my son could handle it, still, I would stop someone else's shoulder, tell them, hey, you're crossing the line.
Mm, I see, I see. Grabe. Eh, mom. So unconditional love, like I think when you give birth and you have that bond, that attachment, and it just goes transcends the lifetime or the end of the, even after, even I think after this life, even the next life, you're still praying for your children. I
Oh
believe
yes.
that. I
Oh
truly
yes.
believe that you're still gonna watch over them and wish them the
Oh,
best.
definitely, definitely, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Tough. I mean, it's really very tough to be a mother at a young age. But even cats, animals, those who give birth to their pups, or to give birth to their kids, even they have the instinct of protecting their children. So more
Of
so human
protecting.
beings, right?
Yeah.
More so.
Yeah. What are the highs and lows of you becoming a mom?
Oh, um, the highs and lows. I should pick just one. There are plenty. No, but
There's a lot. Like this.
there are plenty. Whenever they would be expressing uh, that they appreciate you in any form, that is something that I really, that warms my heart. I mean, because sometimes there are things that are unexpected, simple things, just simple things, that my child will do for me, that is very appreciated. I appreciate that so much, because parents tend to, or it's our responsibility to give, but the children, they don't have responsibility to their parents. But if they would show, you know something, to give back in return, showing love in return, so that's the bonus part of it. So any form, I mean, my son would always, whenever he would be able to go to, before the pandemic, and he knows that I'm a bookmark collector. They would buy few bookmarks for me into the countries that we will land on. So that is, what is a bookmark? That is very simple thing, but that's huge for me. That's already a show of affection. Remembering you during his trips. That is something that is so nice for me. My loss, the maybe the low, um, something that would, make me feel low is whenever they would not follow the advices in life that I am in particular of. Something that, because I know that, or I have an idea, or I have the foresight, maybe the foresight of a mother. You cannot, you cannot, you cannot put it aside. Mothers have foresight, and somehow we would have an idea that if you do something, and at the end you will just be, you will get, it's either you will get hurt or you will lose, or something that would, remember that when our children are hurt, it hurts us twice. So because it's very painful to see your children fail. So maybe that is one thing that is, uh, brings me down. Something whenever I would be advising them to do this thing because I am sure they would be safe, or they would be, they would succeed doing this, but then they would do otherwise just because of the reason, like what you've said, that you would like to experience it or learn from it. And we know that it's really a break or make, but somehow we know the percentage of, it's not that it's not that we demean the capability. It's not that we look lesser, that my kids won't be able to do well, but it's y- our children is not just a factor. The world is, that surrounds your child. I might raise a good person, but not all kids were raised good. The society definitely is not good.
Influence. And it's coming out of love, like that desire to, for that person to be safe, and for your kids to be safe and protected. It's coming out of love as well.
Yes, yes, yes. And so I'm telling them, if you're a safe driver, that's good, but not all drivers that you come across along the road are good drivers or safe drivers also. So it's something that, so I would advise them not to travel that this time, or not to travel, not to go on that road or something like that. And then you just making them sure that they are safe, because I don't see them every day, more so that they have their own lives already. And maybe that would bring me into my low points whenever I know that time will come that they would be encountering more problems than how more problems compared to if you just listen to what I've said. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's like a edged
sword.
sword. Yeah, it's like if they get hurt, you get hurt as well,
Yes,
kind of thing,
double.
right? Yeah,
Yes, double the hurt.
double. Whew, wow, so deep. I'm trying to understand where my mom is coming from too, but I guess on our part, on my part personally, like I don't know, I just wanna, like I said, like I wanna experience, but like, am I able to handle that pain or ever? Like, is it's like an experiment for me. Like, am I? What if my what if is not true and not? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying,
Yes, yes,
but
I know,
yeah,
I understand, I understand. I mean, you really, children, I believe, you should really have your own journey. I mean, explore life, but get, you cannot take it away from mothers, especially to
mm-hmm,
warn you, not going there, or not not taking the risk, especially when it's too risky. We know that after taking the risk and you will succeed, we will be double happy also. But for me, it's better to be safe than to be sorry.
mm-hmm,
Or for me, it's better that I've given the warnings, than just kept it to myself and then afterwards, beat myself down if something untowards happens. So, I'm just, laying down all the warnings, all the signs. It's up to you to read it, to follow it. But if not, then okay, then come back, then we'll try together.
Yeah. Thanks for listening and watching, guys. I hope you tune in for Cuaderno episode 21, part 2. We are on Spotify, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Margiela Bermudez, please do share a message that resonates with you. Share our content. And please watch out for a fundraising online concert. If you know any artists, performers, or anyone willing to help out in this cause, let me know. Send me a message and let's do this. Bye. See you in the next one.